Cool.
And you know who's doing a little happy dance today is Mitt Romney.
You bet.
Yeah, he had a clean sweep, winning all 3 Republican primaries last night. And right now, it seems inevitable, we'll find out from our expert, if he is the Republican nominee.
North Central College political science professor Stephen Caliendo joins us right now. So I'm guessing that's the big story, right? He's well on his way now.
Well on his way, halfway there. I appreciate, Susan, you got the clever dance segue. I wasn't able to come up with anything, so that was good. I don't think that anybody's going to be dropping out right away. Think about Rick Santorum. He's got his home state on April 24th. He may not win that. He really may not. A bunch of northeastern states clustered there, but a bunch of southern states in May, and I think Rick Santorum's looking further down. We used to talk about these as marathons, and then we talked about them more as sprints as we had sort of front-loading process and campaign finance rules that lent itself to that. The new campaign finance regulations, though, and the way that the map has set up for the chronology of these contests, it's a little bit more like a marathon this year.
Stephen, you know what's interesting about the exit polling from this particular set of primaries is that the people who describe themselves as very conservative have switched from Santorum to Romney. Almost seems to indicate that the Republican Party has decided Romney's their guy.
I think that there's some sense of let's get this thing over with, let's get focused on the president for sure. Mitt Romney picked up some very high-level endorsements from people who conservatives consider to be very credible on those issues, and I think that helped in Wisconsin for sure.
How does it affect the party when folks like Santorum and Gingrich continue to stay in the race?
It doesn't affect it in a terribly divisive way if they're picking up small numbers of people. That is, I would say that Ron Paul's candidacy isn't sort of dividing the party in any particular way. But to the extent that Mitt Romney is prohibited from getting majorities as opposed to just larger pluralities in some of these states, that could hurt him further down the road. At the end of the day, he's probably still going to be the nominee. But the fact that Gingrich and Santorum are refusing to drop out, they're still campaigning, and they're campaigning against Mitt Romney, not as much against President Obama.
Stephen, you had mentioned you had done some radio in Canada.
Yeah.
And what is their take on American politics?
Television, in fact, and it was really centered on the racial component of it, and the idea that we even though we have a black president, and there was some talk about moving into a post-racial era starting in 2009, the racial rhetoric has not died down much in the last couple of years here, and in fact, in some ways, it's ramped up, and so it's interesting to look at it from an outsider perspective on what's happening in the U.S.
Stephen Caliendo, thank you so much.
It's good to see you.
And don't forget, for more political coverage, you can always go to our website, cbschicago.com.